1935, Burt, Yankee Stadium. Joe Louis is 24-0. Bear is 40-8. And here we get to see, again, this is Joe Louis in his prime. Maybe you say pre-prime, but this guy is lightning fast. Let's pick it up here in the first round.
Well, what you're saying is the only stand of Max Bear here. Before the fight, despite all his palaver, and we saw some of it in the film, how he's going to change the expression on Joe Louis's face, Max Bear in the dressing room is hollering, "I'm out of breath, I can't breathe," i.e., I don't want to go on. He's
anxiety.
He's telling Jack Dempsey, who says, "You go out there and get your beating, or I'll give it to you here in the dressing room." And he does put up a little bit of a stand. He does hit Louis several times, as you'll see. He's telling Dempsey, "I'm out of breath," and Dempsey just shoves him back out into the ring, just like Angie shoved out Muhammad Ali in the Liston fight, then Cassius Clay. Just shoves him out. The hell with it. Get out there.
The other thing, Bert, is that amazing the right-hand shots Joe Louis is taking. Later on in his career, he was wobbled by right hands. Schmeling. Now look at the shots he's taken, and he's not even budging. That Joe Louis was tremendous.
By the way, this is nearly 85,000 people at Yankee Stadium. This is a big event. It's a big gate, biggest gate since Dempsey Tunney.
And remember, and Depression dollars too. I mean, that's not unimportant. That there was no money on the land, and they ponied it up for this fight because Bear Louis was a big fight.
He's wearing the Star of David. Bert, how religious was he?
Well, it was the high watermark of Jewish fighters, the Barney Rosses, the Maxie Rosenblums, etc. But I once asked Ray Arcel, the sainted trainer, was Maxie Bear Jewish? And he said no. I said, "How did you know?" He said, "I saw him in the shower." So let's just say an eighth.
Jewish in his family.
Somewhere.
But not Jewish. But it was more marketable to be Jewish.
At that day and age, yes.
Yeah.
And you had him, Bob Pastor, who would fight Louis later, etc., etc. But Max Bear had been a tremendous fan favorite. They even had the first Gillette sponsored radio show for him, Lucky Smith, and they sponsored it. And they had you name his dog, the Larimore, because he was from Larimore, California, Gay Blade, because it was Gillette Cavalcade of Sports, Gay Blade, you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
And all of a sudden they find after he loses to Braddock, he ain't got much of a property.
Right. But here he is, and he's fighting Joe Louis, and again, made his stand there in round one. Actually got aggressive there in round two. We're going to take a break. When we come back, again, Max Bear, first fight since losing the heavyweight championship, taking on the rising star Joe Louis. This is Classic Ringside. We're back at Gleason's Gym right after this. Welcome back to ESPN Classics Ringside. Joe Louis from Gleason's Gym. So former world champion Max Bear presenting a challenge to the undefeated Joe Louis, taking some shots, but he had a 12-pound weight advantage and still had power in that right hand. First two rounds, though, Louis had battered Bear around in front of the record crowd at Yankee Stadium. How much more could he take? Let's go to round three.
All right, Ed Hill. Max took his time coming out of the corner, adjusted his trunks. They worked on his face considerably in that period between the second and the third rounds. We're going into the third round. Louis is stepping backwards, fiddling around. He gave Max a left to the jaw then. Max seems to have gained confidence with that flurry of rights and lefts that he indulged in at the close of the other round. And now Louis is stepping back. Max is trying to cock that right. He's crouched low. Both his right against his chest. He led with his left and got Louis on the chest and tried with the right, but it missed. Louis jabbed him, and now Max brought a right and a left. Now Bear's crouching low. He tried to bring up a right uppercut in a short clinch there against Louis. Louis turned him against the ropes. He gave him two fast left jabs in the face. Louis is forcing the fighting at this moment. He's got Bear back in his corner, but Bear wiggled out of there, and he's out in the center of the ring, standing straight as usual. He's got his right hand cocked against his chest, ready to shoot, but Louis keeps shooting in that left to his face and keeps him pretty well off balance. Louis is shifting, dancing. Now Bear is crouching very low, and he got a left in the face, right eye on the jaw, another one just under the eye. And Louis steps back. The Max is bearing him towards this corner. Max got another left in the jaw. And now Bear is crowding Louis over to the other side, but Louis continues to poke that left in his face. There was a left straight in the mouth, and another one. But they're not hard, just right, but just enough. And then Max brought up a fast left uppercut that caught Joe, but apparently did no damage. No expression on his face yet. Lewis drove in a left to Max's face, and he gave him a hard right to the jaw. Another left to the face. Another left to the face. One right on top of that. And Bear then shot a left, but it missed. Joe shot another left, and it landed. Now they're in close quarters, and Joe let him have two fast ones in the stomach. Bear tried for right and left for the body. Now a left to the jaw, and Lewis shot a hard right to the jaw. 2, 4, 5, left and right. 7, 8, 9, right and left to Bear's jaw, over against the rope, and there was a hard smash to the head, and Bear is down from a hard left hand to the jaw. Count is 6, the count is 7, the count is 8, and Bear is coming up. He's standing there with his legs wide apart. Lewis comes in, gives him a left to the face, now a right to the jaw. He misses, and Bear is down again. There's the count of 1. He's sitting on his haunches, one leg cocked under him, and the bell saves him. Swivel. And there's the bell. The 4th round is on. Bear comes out slow. Lewis leads over to him, and he's fiddling around now with that left hand. He jabbed him in the face. Bear returned to left. He got another jab in the face from Lewis. Now Lewis is again leading with that left, and he gives it to Max again, but it's high. Max ducks under it. Then Max led with a left for the body, but it was short, and Lewis gave him a left that went over the shoulder. Now Bear is backing against the rope slightly. No, now Lewis comes in with a left, and Bear gives him a left. Bear got another left to the mouth. Now then Bear got a left over to the face, but very light. Bear is crouching low, very low. He's got his right hand cocked against his chest, trying to lead with the left. Lewis has got his hand through. Now he came in fast, and he gave Bear a fast left hook to the stomach, and then he gave him a left jab to the face. And now Lewis gave him another, and he right uppercut him. He followed a left jab to the face with a right uppercut, and Bear backed away. Now Bear's in the center of the ring. Lewis is coming again to him with his hands close to his body. He gave Bear a left. The right is ready at all times there. He gave him a hard right to the stomach, and then a hard left to the stomach, and Bear went into a clinch. Lewis pushed him away. Bear is turned and went to the other side of the rope, but he got a hard right to the face, and then a left as Lewis came into him. Now Lewis gave him a left to the face, and then he missed with a right, but right over the belt line, and he shot a right backhand across it. Looked like a backhand from here across Lewis's face, but it did no damage. The referee warned him. Now Lewis is in close, when he gave him another left to the jaw, and Max is in close now, head to head for a brief second. It looked like it might be one of those good old exchanges. But no, Max straightened up, and Lewis gives him another left. Now Lewis is in close there, and Bear ties him up, and Lewis is backing away, but he comes in on Bear. They're right above me as I talk now. Bear with his back to me, and Lewis gives him 2 left jabs. The Bear once more. Lewis leads with a left, and Bear has got his hands back close against him. Now and then he sticks out. He ducks his head back that time, and he got a left, good stiff left jolt on the chin. And now he missed with a left that Lewis ducked and went under. Lewis gave him a left full in the face, a left over the eye. Lewis another left, and Lewis is ready with that right at any instant. Now they're out there in the middle of the ring fiddling. Neither one has made a move for about 5 seconds, and then Lewis jabbed him with a left. Now Lewis is following up another left. All these lefts are light, but there came a fast right. A right swing right across it, got Max high on the jaw, and Max went into a clinch. The referee orders them to break. They're over here against the ropes. Max has got his back, and he took an awful right, and then a left to the jaw, and he has gone to his knees. He's down, and the count is 4, 5, 6. Bear is on one knee. 7, 8, 9. Bear is not up, and Bear is on his knees at the count of 10. Your fight is all over.
After the fight, this is what Max Bear had to say. I would have struggled up once more, but when I get executed, people are going to have to pay more than $25 a seat to watch it. Now, here's what Grantland Rice, the renowned sports writer, had to say about this fight. Quote, Max Bear left the primrose path, wandered into the jungle, and nearly lost his life when he happened to run into a jungle cat named Joe Louis, the greatest fighter of his generation. Bear finished his career on his knees, the worst beaten and most badly battered heavyweight that ever came to the end of the road.